Hello and welcome to this series of Learn and Teach. This is the IELTS series. We'll be looking at a little announcement in this one, and you are watching Matters That Matter. The full form of IELTS is International English Language Testing System. It is an exam that can be taken in various parts of the world. Why would you take this exam? It can be for a job, for university, to settle abroad, and many other reasons. Hence, there are many types of IELTS exams and there are centers for it. Mainly, it is conducted by British Council and IDP, and there are two types of exam, the academic one and the general one. I have sat for the academic exam twice, and I'll be speaking from my experience in the videos that are to come. Other than that, you also have the computer delivered exam and the paper based exam. What are the sections that are involved in IELTS? You have the speaking, listening, reading, and the writing part. Usually, three of these exams, that is the listening, reading, and writing, is done on one day, and the speaking may be done on the same day, or it may vary up to 2 to 5 days within that date of the exam, depending on the local IELTS centers. If we look at the time allocated for the exam, the speaking is roughly around 11 to 14 minutes. And there are three parts to it, and there is only one examiner right in front of you, and that person will be prompting you with the questions. It's mainly conversations. You might also be asked to speak on your own. Other than that, you have the listening that usually lasts for 30 to 40 minutes. 30 minutes if ever it is a computer delivered exam, and 40 minutes if ever it is a paper based exam. In that time period, that extra 10 minutes is for you to transfer your answers in the paper based from the whole booklet to the answer sheet. If we look at the listening part, it is from a beginning till an end. There will be an audio that will be played. There are no pauses, there are no stop and no rewind. Hence, you'll have to be very attentive, and you can't go back and forth between the audio play. However, you can go back and forth in checking your answers at the end, but there is not much time for it. If you look at the reading part, you have 3 passages and 1 hour to answer 40 questions. In both the listening and reading, you have 40 answers to give. We'll speak about the Venn score in the videos to come, and how to perform as efficient as you can. If we look at the final part, that is the writing part, it lasts for an hour, and the questions vary depending on whether it is an academic paper or a general paper. In academic paper, you have task 1, which usually involves a diagram, which can be a map, a pie chart, a bar chart, can be a graph, it can be even a process that is going on. Task 2 is usually more of a discussion topic, whereby here you might be given a statement and then a question is asked. The questions are very specific and you have to be to the point in the exam answering the task. So together these last for an hour. However, task 1 is 1/3 of the score and task 2 is 2/3 of the score, which is why usually you are advised to spend only 1/3 of the time on task 1 and 2/3 on task 2. Now let's come to the band score. The band score can vary from 1 to 9. Usually 0 is given if ever you do not attend the test, and if you did not answer any question. But usually if you have attempted it, it will be 1 to 9. 1 being a non-user for English, and 9 would be an expert user. Depending on where you're going to apply, you might need a score of around 6, 7, or even 8, depending on what job you're applying for, or which university you're applying for, or which country you're applying for. So it's very specific, and it also depends on which country are you from. If you're from a native English speaking country, or if English is a second language. This is also the reason why IELTS has an expiry date to it. It usually lasts for 2 years maximum. The reason for it is because of what's known as a second language loss or attrition. If ever you haven't spoken English day to day, it's not in a daily use, you might have a weakening of your vocabulary or your grammar, or maybe even while you're writing your task, you might have trouble with the punctuations. So that's the reason for the expiry date. And which was why I had to take my IELTS twice. I have recently taken my IELTS on the 30th of November. It was a computer-based IELTS, and guess what? I nailed it. Yes, I passed my exam for IELTS the second time also. However, my scores are not as good as the first time. But I'm really satisfied given the amount of preparation that I put in the second time. I didn't have much time to prepare because I needed my application to be fast-forwarded. So yes, it's a little celebratory video. So I'll be continuing with this series. The next time I'll be speaking about what was the difference between the first time and the second time that I took IELTS. What are the mistakes to avoid, especially for someone who has gone through it twice and a lot of time has passed between them. And then there are other videos that will be following, such as IELTS resources that I've used for both the attempts. I did the first one with British Council and the second one with IDP. Also explain the differences between computer-delivered IELTS and paper-based IELTS. That's a wrap for today, and I'll catch you on soon. Thank you for watching. This was Matters That Matter. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please stay tuned and click on the like and subscribe button if you enjoyed the content. Till next time, have a nice day and take care. This is Matters That Matter.